What's going on, everybody? It is 4:45 in the morning. I'm on my way home from another day, and I've gotten some emails and some messages on my Instagram. Speaking of which, if that's where you want to communicate with me, do it through Instagram, please. I don't check my emails as often. The link to that is in the description. So I'm headed home. It's almost 5 o'clock in the morning, and I wanted to drop a quick video before I get home, just about, is local driving worth it? Is the money there? Is it worth it in the end? As far as the money, that's going to vary from local job to local job, depending on what you're doing. I mean, if you're going to the port, if you're hauling rock, if you're pulling a tank like I do, if you're driving a dump truck, whatever, it's going to be different pay, and you've got to look for something that fits your lifestyle and your budget and your finances and all that kind of stuff, and see how it all works out. The hours are definitely, in retrospect, they're definitely very similar to what you do OTR, because let's face it, how many hours do you work OTR that you are not being compensated for? How many hours are you working OTR that you are not being compensated for? Tons of hours that you don't get compensated for. Whether that be sitting at a dock, whether that be waiting at a fuel island, whether that be sitting at a dock, whether that be sitting at a dock, whether that being held up in traffic by the DOT for an inspection, whatever it is. All of those hours that you're not getting compensated for, you get compensated for that kind of stuff locally. So that's definitely a bonus. It's definitely a bonus. You get compensated for that stuff when you're local. OTR, you don't. Owning your own truck, you don't. You don't get compensated for that shit. Trying to get detention out of a broker or out of a company, OTR is a pain in the ass. How many of you guys have gotten screwed over on all that kind of stuff? So, in my opinion, is the local stuff worth it? If you can handle the hours, because usually the hours are different. If you can handle, the traffic, if certain things fit you, then yes, it's definitely worth it. Because, I spend, basically a 10-hour break at home. Okay, I basically spend a 10-hour break at home versus spending it in a truck stop, taking a shower somewhere where somebody has just freaking jerked one out. I mean, I don't have to wear flip-flops when I'm scrubbing my butt. Okay? I get to sit on a toilet seat that's cold. It hasn't been warmed by some other dude's hairy ass. Okay? I don't have to watch strictly Law and Order. I can change the channel. Are there some nice things about OTR? Yes, there is. You get to see different things. There's less monotony as far as the routes go, but you're still doing the same thing. So is local driving worth it? Yes. If you really want to be home, because here's the thing. I think there's a lot of OTR guys that say they want to be home, but they don't want to be home. You know what I'm saying? I think they kind of use it as a cop-out or whatever. But you can find a local job. Now, some areas don't have the ability to have, a good local job, and that's understandable. But the majority of areas do, because there's local delivery drivers, there's FedEx, there's UPS, there's, agriculture, there's fucking roadwork departments, there's all kinds of different things that require people to have a CDL. You can go and get one extra qualification from OSHA or MSHA, drive heavy machinery, and be the guy that's driving the truck with the low boy to get the machinery to where it goes, and you drive the machinery and make $35-$40 an hour, whatever it is, to freaking dig a hole in the ground like as if you were 5 years old again. So there's some definite benefits to being local. So far, I like it. As far as what I'm doing, the tanker stuff, I really do enjoy it. It's been a good learning experience, an eye-opening experience at that, because here's the thing. I didn't know that cows produce as much milk as they do. I had no freaking clue. And I had no idea how much of the milk that I pick up here actually stays local. It actually stays here. Like one of the plants that we deliver to, they distribute milk right here in the areas where, I live in northern Nevada, which is really freaking cool. Which is really, really cool. So I'm very happy being local. Now, as far as the pay, once I start running by myself, I'll go over the pay with you guys. When I'm actually getting paid by the load. Right now, it's all by the hour and all that kind of stuff. So, But I hope you guys are all having a wonderful morning. I'm almost to my house, thankfully. I'm going to shower, probably eat something, and go to sleep. That's the plan, because I try to get to bed before the sun comes up. Because if I don't go to bed before the sun comes up, I get that second wind, and then you're wide awake, and you're like, shit. You know what I mean? Do I get to change my shift? Right now, the shift that I'm on right now, I will be on this shift for the remainder of this week and for next week, because the routes that I'm running right now, I will run those next week by myself to cover for the guy that's normally on those routes. He's going on vacation, so I'm going to cover his dairies and stuff for that time while he's gone. My shift will change, most definitely. I actually really liked the midnight to like noon shift. I thought that was way better than this one, because this one really cuts into the day. You know what I mean? It really cuts into the day. What's vacation? See, local life, you can take vacation. You can take a vacation. Do I like driving local? I do. I am liking driving the local stuff, James, and the reason is it's not OTR, and I get to be home. Every day, which is wonderful. If you can find a local job that makes you enough money, do it. You won't regret it. You just won't. As long as you get in with a decent outfit, you know what I mean, and you're being taken care of and compensated the way you should be, stuff like that. Look at what you do OTR. You don't get paid all the money that you should be getting paid. You just don't. You work so much for free OTR. Realistically, here's the thing. Realistically, if you got paid for everything OTR that you actually do, then everybody be making six figures. You would. You know what I mean? You just would. See, $17.50 an hour, that's not bad, man. If you're getting the hours, if you're getting overtime, if you're, all that kind of stuff. You just got to make sure that it pays out in the end. You know what I mean? But that's the thing. TJ Jones, you understand? He understands what I'm saying. You just don't. You get fucking ripped off working OTR. You get taken advantage of. And sometimes you don't see that shit, sometimes you just don't see that. I mean, hey, here's the deal. Do you like showering where someone else just freaking jerked one out? Probably not. You probably don't. You know? Wouldn't you rather just shower in your own shower and not have to wear flip-flops? I bet you would. Would you like to not have to pay for a shower or get fuel you don't need? People don't do that. You know, like, I mean, do you want to brush your teeth in a sink that's not filled with someone else's beard hair, you know, or whatever? So if you can go local, go local. If you're stuck going OTR, if you're sticking OTR, listen, I've been paying attention to what the coach has been saying about Crete. I really have. And for you guys that are OTR or want to stay OTR, all that, you should look into it. Hit him up on a private message. Go over to I forget what I think it's just Trucker's Coach on Facebook or whatever. But go hit up his Facebook page, send him a message and ask him about it. You know? I'm just saying, you know, you guys think about it. We'll talk more tomorrow or later today, actually. I'm pulling in my driveway. So I'll talk to you kids later. You guys be safe if you're driving today. Hit the thumbs up button on the way out the door, would you? I would appreciate it. And I'll talk to you all later. I'll go live when I wake up or something. We'll talk more about this local gig. Peace, guys. Everybody be safe. Be safe above everything.